Hey, have you heard about BookTok? It was meant to be a site of TikTok where people share books they like or recommend reading. So potentially this might be interesting for people who like reading. But of course I wouldn't do a video about something so peaceful. Hello, we watched an alpha content here, nothing can stop us now. There is one side of BookTok where people like to create their own stories. And let me tell you, every single story is about something intimate. Just like fan fiction, but it's not so fun, huh? Let's hope TikTok writers can think of a better joke. They're walking home from their date and she notices him acting strange, so she asks what's wrong. I'm gonna tell you to do something and you need to do it, okay? Okay, what do I need to do? Run. Because he has massive diarrhea and doesn't want her to be covered in it. That's what I call a true love and care for someone. And the only good way to give that love back is to stay in the same place. Unfortunately, no one wants to be as creative as me. So I think the writer wanted to show us the love between good girl and bad guy. But you know why? I don't think that he's some sort of maniac that decided to spare that poor girl. Imagine yourself a usual maniac. A strange, grim person. Would he let his love run away from him, or would he cook her for dinner? I'm not making any stereotypes here, I'm just being realistic. Yeah, diarrhea was realistic, don't even try to argue with me about it. Let's hope the next story will be more lifelike. He kidnaps her, and she says, "You brought me everything except a bra." Did I? That's unfortunate. If you need someone to hold them for you, I have two very capable hands right here. I got to say, what the hell? He literally kidnaps her and the first thing she says is, "Where's my bra?" What? It's like seeing someone robbing the bank and asking robber this. Do you feel comfortable in this mask? I just thought it's a bit hard to breathe and move in it. Yes, actually, you're absolutely right. It's really uncomfortable and I can't do anything about it. Like, do you get it? It's a very tiring job and no one cares about it. Come here. And of course, your sexy ass kidnapper thinks only about touching your breasts. I mean joking about touching your breasts, because he's a true gentleman and would never do anything against your will. Except locking you up. But it seems like this lady doesn't care about it, so everything is fine. I would love to become a judge in their reality where every crime is forgiven because it was made in the name of love and breasts. And can we discuss the video clip? Who reads like that? Haha, guys, I'm reading here. Are there any maniacs that want to steal my heart, or at least take a photo of my hair? You're having movie night with one of your FI boyfriends, and he notices something is wrong. He kisses your forehead. You okay? Cramps, I'll survive. He says, I hear orc at $M helps with that. What do those symbols stand for? Maybe he doesn't speak English that well? You tell him, this couch would never survive. With a serious face, he says, couches can be cleaned or even replaced. You hesitate knowing the thing costs more than all the money you have. But he says, speaking of that, I got you something. I know a lot of you already became fans of this story and want to know what happens next. But I don't know, and I don't think it matters. Listen, if the present he prepared for her is a new couch, it's stupid. Because he didn't know they would have this dialogue and you don't randomly gift furniture. Hey, happy birthday, I got you something. Bring it in. It's a bathtub. Yeah, isn't it cool? But if he has another present, why did he say speaking of that? Oh wait, he's mafia, let's not forget about it. He's such a rich and powerful person that he would never gift her just a couch. The present is probably a new improved uterus that has no periods. As you noticed, I like to talk about these scenarios being realistic. And I think gifting someone a uterus is not even so absurd. Because who has multiple mafia boyfriends? Like, who is that person? Or was that present a new mafia boyfriend who can lay down on the couch to prevent it from stains? That's kind of practical. To understand mafia lore more, I suggest you dive deeper there. Don't forget to bring towels and soap, you'll need a long shower after this. When she's the innocent young virgin forced to marry a mafia boss. And this guy in the picture, as I assume, is a mafia boss himself. That's an interesting point of view, because I imagine mafia boss as someone like this or just a pretty old man. But let's not break this magic world where every lawbreaker is the most romantic person who would sacrifice anything in the name of love. Even if that means to force someone to marry them. No one said you won't be the sacrifice itself. On their wedding night, she finds a spare room in his mansion to sleep in. But he comes to find her full of jealousy and rage. You're my wife and you will sleep in my bed. How could she sleep with no one in another bed? It's cheating. How could she be innocent if on the first night after wedding she decided to sleep with no one? Okay, let's relax. He just asked for a good sleep in one bed. Didn't even ask to touch her front yet. It's already a win for this video. But how such a masculine mafia man, just like in previous story, managed to drop from an alpha to an infant that throws tantrums for the smallest reason? Or it could just be me who doesn't understand anything about being romantic. So tell me in the comments if you like to be yelled at during your date. And cause you're already there, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I really need your support as a small creator. I actually think I managed to solve the mystery of obsession with mafia and outlaws as boyfriends. Her interviewing a mafia comic for her graduation thesis. You're from Italy, Italy, right? Do you like it? Sure, I'd like to visit Tuscany someday. He kidnapped her to Italy the second he escaped from jail. I think I'm ready for a mafia boyfriend too. I kind of want a pizza right now. But let's not forget that Italy is not the only country you may visit, because the most mafia groups countries are far away from Europe. And instead of eating pasta in Rome, you'll see something like this. Strangely enough, no one wants to be kidnapped there and write stories about it. When he's meeting his boss daughter for the first time and he says, "You must be what, 22, 23? I'm 28, thanks though." First, I don't think that it's normal dialogue is the start of relationship. So I don't recommend asking age of some random people. You don't want to have a wedding with a local crazy. And you might think that we found this unique story, that one chip with the most spicy cover in it. The story where the woman is more mature, no forcing and no strange drama. But I hope you're not so dumb to fall for that. Give that chip back. But the real question is, how old is he? He's 39. Well, I told you, he's 39 years old, which means an almost 40 years old man was trying to flirt with a potentially 22-year-old. I'm not against the age gap, I'm just interested how far this can go. We've seen some examples of that. And we won't be pointing the finger on that person. Yes, everything is in this place. So if you want to scream mother, skip this story and go to Mitski concert. If you thought that this age gap was nothing special, I have something else prepared for you. He's 38. He thought she was 21. He fell for her. But then he finds out her true age. He sets her free to give her life. Months later, he receives a call. She's been taken to the hospital. Well, that's unfortunate, but what could you expect from an 80-year-old? This lady must have been applying sunscreen every hour. When they give me no context, it's hard to understand what's going on. Maybe setting Granny free wasn't the best idea. It's better to look after elders. Or at least you could set her free after going down the stairs with her. Wait, what if you found out she was younger, not older? No, wait! How old was she though? Her actual age. 18. 38 and 18. That's 20 years between them. What do they talk about with each other? Hey honey, I just had such a hard day at work today. Oh, I had a bad day at school too. I know, studying at university is hard. I'm in high school right now. Oh, sorry, didn't know you were repeating a year a couple of times. Because I wasn't? Sorry, how old are you once again? 18? God, are you serious? Man. 3 more years until you turn 25, yay! Thanks God she's 18, not less. I'm scared where those stories can turn. Just try avoiding to think that she wasn't even born when he was 21 years old. Other than that, a normal couple. Can someone recommend a good therapist? The only thing I want to know is under what circumstances those people met and started to date. I have one assumption for that. I am a lady, I don't let boys touch me there. What about men? Do you let them touch you? 1 second, I need to throw up. How didn't 216.5 thousand people want to do the same? I just don't want anyone to touch me anywhere right now. And what disappoints me the most is that we never know the ending. Like what she has answered. Please, let's escape basic comebacks like, is this man in the same room with us right now? You can say it in every other film. I want to see a real emotion. I am a lady, I don't let boys touch me there. What about men? Do you let them touch you? Yes. Dad, come in, she's agreed. Thank me later for the best ending. I hope you're not tired of stories with grown men and young girls. Because they don't want to end, it's like bottomless pit. If you're a physicist, please explain me, why is this happening? Imagine, you were forced to marry your current husband 2 months ago. He is a cold CEO who's never shown interest in making some sort of bond between you two. What a typical cold CEO. Rich people don't like feeling love, they keep people at home for fun. I'm really sure his friend was recommending him expensive pocket knife, or what do men like. But he didn't hear right and ended up with a wife instead of a knife. And now he doesn't know what to do with her. 5 weeks after the wedding, you're in an accident. When you're finally allowed to walk, you take trips in your backyard. When you're so rich, you need to stop thinking in usual categories. Taking trips to your backyard is the last thing you need to be surprised of. It's on a 30 minutes long flight. You just haven't seen their bathtub with whales blowholes instead of jets. When you stumble inside, he's by your side. I'm going to shower. Will you help me upstairs? You ask, deciding to let him help. He turns to you and for a second you see him processing. Of course, he says. He picks you up bridal style and carries you to the master bedroom. You sit in a bed while he throws you a bath. When he's done, he comes back for you. If you let me, please let me help you. I'll wash your hair, he says softly. You're not softly, all you wanted was to be loved. Imagine how sad it is when the only thing you can create is the remaster of Beauty and the Beast. But without the Beast, who is the best part of it. And nowadays in furniture so dramatically worse. Can we for once think of another reason to become close? It's not even funny how many times they use the accident as something good for their relationship. You don't want to try it and find out that your alpha boyfriend doesn't care about you even at the hospital. And stop romanticizing accidents. It's not a rom-com movie where he will take care of you while you can't walk. Have y'all kissed yet? Us. I know it's not fiction, but it just lined up so perfectly that I couldn't miss it. Stop showing love to your partner by kissing and hugging them. Take them to your next appointment on a bowel test for parasites. But let's get back to BookTok. And thank God we have story without an age gap. She arrives late for class and decides to sit the only empty seat, next to him. She sits down and the classroom suddenly falls silent. It's the first time I've let a girl sit next to me. Without pooping my pants. What did you expect from me, huh? And what was she supposed to do otherwise? For example, he didn't let her sit for some dark and definitely romantic reason, but it was the only empty seat. I have an assumption that it wasn't him not letting girls sit next to him, but no one really wanted to sit there. I think we all had that strange classmate that was sitting in the back of the class and wanted to be very mysterious. But the only mystery was the pungent smell coming from him. Me being used to everyone hitting on my best friend and not being noticed cause I'm curvy. This random guy coming over to talk to me. You would like my friend, she's more your level. My level? Yeah, you're a 10, she's a 10. No offense, but I don't give an F about your friend, I'm hitting on you. I can understand having insecurities and being shy, but at what point instead of introducing yourself to a new person you recommend spending time with someone else? Being curvy isn't the problem is that you don't talk. I mean the phrase "you would like my friend" is good in some situations. When a police officer comes to you or when you see a person who you owe some money. In this case it's really good, but not in every situation. But it's definitely not the most interesting part of this video. Is it normal to grab someone's waist after 3 seconds of conversation? I am a touchy person, but I'm not talking to students if it's a common thing. I watch the Lulu TikToks to manifest it happening to me. Oh, that's what's wrong with my life. I just need to stop watching dumb memes on TikTok? I can't believe I did it with my own hands. Please be careful with what you will see next to not manifest it by accident. I promise you don't want to have the same in real life. She was breastfeeding their son and looked up noticing his glare. Are you seriously jealous? She shouts. Yes, am I not serious enough? He glared harder jokingly. Why do you look at me? I refuse to comment on this. Okay, I'll say it. For some reason, everyone is obsessed with this story. Of course, I could expect it from people with nicknames such as Mafia Romance Book Lover or Duck Romance Obsessed. But being jealous of breastfeeding is too dark even for me, the person who watched the film Tusk and didn't even throw up, even though I really wanted to. If you've watched a couple of my videos, firstly, you're the best person. And secondly, you may notice that I like to say my serious opinion on the topic by the end of the video. But it feels like a crime saying something thoughtful right now. Like, I don't know, read good books for example, and don't use hospitals as a perfect place for a first date. And please, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I am a small creator and it is really important for me. Bye!